Today we are going to talk about informative writing again. So yesterday we came up with different elements of informative writing, and I created a checklist on the elements based on the elements that we discussed. So based on some of the different items that you guys put on your list. And that's what determines what an informative writing piece should have in order to be effective and strong. You can use the informative checklist to help you evaluate information in informative writing and explanatory writing. So let's read the checklist corally. The checklist is divided into 4 parts, the first one being an introduction. Did you introduce the topic? And did you define and set the purpose for writing? In the middle section, did you use multiple subtopics to describe a topic? Do you have a heading for each subtopic? Did you use details, facts, and definitions to describe each topic? Did I use quotations to describe the topic? Did I use examples, illustrations, or multimedia to tell you about the topic? Was there content-specific vocabulary? And guys, that just means vocabulary that is specific to a content area. For example, if your topic is football, then the content-specific vocabulary would be terms that are used throughout the sport of football. Did you restate the topic in the closing? Also in the closing, did you leave the reader with a message to think about? And that's what makes a good, strong conclusion or closing. And did you use linking words? And how did you logically group related information into paragraphs or sections? So that other section is going to be what really determines the difference between like a 3 grade on a writing and a 4. Using linking words, it makes everything more enjoyable to read, and the flow of your paper is usually a lot smoother if you logically group related information into paragraphs or sections. So, for example, you don't want to start talking about why cats are extremely dominant felines in the world of pets if in paragraph 1, but then in paragraph 3 you start talking about how they're better than dogs. You kind of want to make sure you group logically all of the information into paragraphs. So, for example, to do it correctly, if you want to talk about Nike, if Nike is your informative paper topic, then in paragraph 1, you might want to talk about different products that they make. In paragraph 2, you might want to talk about when they were founded and what their motto is. Paragraph 3, you might want to talk about any other information about Nike, like maybe where the factories are located. But you don't want to distribute that same information without being organized. You don't want to sporadically put it throughout your paragraphs. So today we're going to use the informative writing checklist to decide which informative piece is better by looking to see which text includes all or most of the important parts. So we're going to read Letters from Rivka, and you're going to read it with me. I'm going to pull it up on the screen, and you're going to read it along with this video. It's the title of a book, and it was written by a 5th grader in response to the book Letters from Rivka. Okay, reading with me. Letters from Rivka. Have you ever been determined to do something? In the book Letters from Rivka, the main character was determined to leave Ukraine to get to America. Rivka, a 12-year-old girl, is forced to leave Russia because if she doesn't, she'll be killed. Along the way, she's determined, and that determination helps her get to America. Rivka never gave up hope. In other words, she had an indomitable spirit. In the beginning, at the Polish border when Rivka got off the train, the guards forced her and her family to take off their clothes for the doctor. They did this because the doctor wanted to see if she had a disease. Her determination enabled her to stand there naked even though it was uncomfortable, humiliating situation. Another time when she was on the ship to America, she nearly drowned and lost a friend when a tempest hit. She goes into the holding, which really smells. After the storm ends, she looks for her friend Peter and learns that he has been lost at sea during the storm. Rivka returns to her cabin in tears.